Hi everyone, do you hear me? Yeah, cool. So I'm Mathieu Yuri, I'm product lead at Space4Good, and I will start by the questions. Have you ever dreamed when you were a kid to be an astronaut, go into space and look back to our planet? I have another question. Did you ever play in a forest to look for wildlife, to pick food on the trees, or to look for which species it is? Okay, we are Space4Good. We use our dream to create our expertise of remote sensing, and we continue to play with geospatial informations and artificial intelligence to understand better the forest. And we bring that for supporting nature-based solutions, agroforestry projects. But doing agroforestry projects is not an easy task. You need to get support for that. You need to understand your local ecosystem. You need to make measurements, and you need to access to fundings, which mainly is today the carbon credits. But the good news is there is a large market for it. You have the carbon credits, and it's a growing market as well. And in this market, we can be your technical partners to support it. So we have produced one of our solutions, the Carbometrica solutions, which provide you cost-effective remote sensing. We can do easily scalable biomass assessment, and we can monitor your generation of carbon credits to be on high quality. So basically how we are working. We are working from the beginning, before the start of project, to explore in which area we can produce a specific type of food for agroforestry, a specific type of forest for reforestation. We can also work on the assessment of what is the potential. When you start your project, you can support to evaluate the baseline, to create the first measurement. Local data plus satellite imagery to create the model. And then we can support, during the time, the monitoring of the evolutions to be sure you have recurrent, frequent, transparent measurement of the biomass, and also monitor for pest, disease, and any biodiversity indicators that you want to measure on your parcel. So today, we are looking for new pilots in ecotropical regions. We are also looking for go-to-market partners, and we are also looking for sponsors for developing our R&D on biodiversity. Thank you very much. We are Space4Good, and I was very pleased to speak to you today.
Thank you very much for sharing your project with us. The second one, you're going to like it. It's called Yopla. Please give a round of applause for Yopla.
Hello, everyone. I'm Purvi Sakla, CEO and founder of Yopla. Let me tell you an interesting story. I'm from a countryside place in India where I actually grew up eating organic vegetables and fresh food. I know where my food was coming from. I know how it was being cooked. I was feeling so fresh and healthy. And I was always dreaming like, oh, Western countries, Netherlands, I want to study there. People talk so much about sustainability. There's so much data. Why we are not having any data here? What's going around here? We are not sustainable. So I made life decision. I'm like, okay, I'm going to enroll for Masters of Science in Sustainability in the Netherlands. I came there. I see a lot of data around food and sustainability, so much corporates talking about it. But there I stood clueless the first time I entered into the supermarket, and I was like, oh my God, I have no idea where everything is coming from, what's the impact, what's being served, nothing, nada. So that was like a huge gap. Data without analysis and without accessibility is just simply useless. Hence come Yopla. It was actually my own personal Excel sheet that I created, and it gained like a traction at the university level. Yopla is your planet plan. And we are actually developing one climate software tool for food services that can help them to calculate, communicate, reduce, and report the carbon footprint emissions from the food served. And the way we do it is through our proprietary algorithm KISS that we developed over the last 2 years being university students. KISS is keep it smart and sustainable. We want to make sustainability very fun, convenient, and sexy, hence KISS. And we are already in part of the Microsoft Founders Club, and we are also getting incubated at Tilburg University in the Netherlands. And we also got some pre-seed funding from the government, the south part of the Netherlands. And we are doing pilot with our university there, and also with Impact Creators Amsterdam. And it's my first time in France, and I'm more than happy to also enter the market. And because I heard about Yuka and I heard about so many things here. I think it's very fast forward, and I would love to pilot and test it out here as well. I started it alone, but already we are like a team of passionate of 4 people, including data scientist and developer. So we are like self-sufficient tech and sustainability enthusiasts, but at the same time coming with a deeper passion. And what we are asking here is 200K so that we can actually develop, test, and market our MVP, and at the same time help reduce the climate impact due to food ecosystem by 10%. So it's like impact triple bottom line. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you. Wonderful. 2 more projects to go before the Q&A session. And let's welcome the project Ryp Labs. Let's welcome Modi Soliman.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. So did you know that up to 50%, up to half of all the food we produce goes to waste? To put that in perspective, over the next 3 minutes, by the time I'm done with this presentation, we will have thrown away enough food to feed over 3 million people for a day. That's enough to feed every single person in Paris plus some. And that very same food waste ends up in landfills, releasing over 18,000 metric tons of CO2 gas. In fact, if food waste was a country, it would have the 3rd largest greenhouse gas emitter behind the US and China. And that's because food losses are experienced all across the supply chain, from the farm all the way down to the consumer, amounting to over $2.6 trillion in losses. So clearly we have a huge economic, social, and environmental problem on our hand. And if we're going to come up with an impactful solution, it has to be easy to use, can be applied anywhere along the supply chain, and is scalable and adoptable from the smallest smallholder farmer to the largest distributors in the world. And we believe that's exactly what we did at Ryp Labs. So we developed a natural, food-grade, bioactive volatile formulation that can be applied to a variety of surfaces, including stickers. You simply peel our sticker, apply it to a fruit or a package of fruit, and as you can see here in the time lapse, by day 14, the non-treated mango starts to prematurely rot, while the one that has just a simple sticker on it is a lot more resistant to the premature rotting. So at this stage, you're probably all wondering, how in the world do you guys do this, right? So we turned to nature. Plants have been producing these natural volatile compounds for millions of years to protect themselves. If you walk by lavender, you can smell it at a distance. It has a variety of attributes. One very important one is to protect itself. So what we do is our scientists can actually identify the specific compounds these plants release, and then our material scientists and engineers will develop matrices to encapsulate and trap these compounds, giving us a formula that we can apply to stickers. And so essentially what we've done is we've biomimicked how plants have been able to protect themselves at a distance to extend the shelf life of fresh produce. We have 6 pending applications and 5 in drafting. Now, of course, you're not going to put a sticker on every blueberry or strawberry, so that's where our labels come in. You could just apply them to the inside of the clamshell, and they'll function in very much the same way. We have a highly multidisciplinary team of plant physiologists, microbiologists, chemical engineers, and material scientists that came together to make this happen. We launched our pilot studies a little over 2 years ago and have started working with some of the largest household names in the industry. And our technology has actually been tested and proven. We added 2 days to the shelf life of strawberries for Walmart, doubled the shelf life of their grapes, and are working on many more in the pipeline. Our business model is quite simple: direct product sales with licensing out the formulation at scale. With margins, it's volume-based pricing with margins anywhere from 75 to 88%. And I'm happy to actually share with you that earlier this month we had our first purchase order from Walmart to be applied to strawberries. We're very excited about this technology and to share it with everyone, so please join us in the fight against food waste, one sticker at a time. Thank you.
I'm joining. Thank you very much. Last but not least, the project is called Seeding Africa. Let's welcome Edwina.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I was actually given a pitch, and I shouldn't be here, but the person who's supposed to do this pitch, my engineer, he's not here. I'm not going to tell you guys what you already know. I'm going to tell you guys what it is that we need, and I'm going to tell you guys why. I'm sure you know that Africa has about 80% of sun power. And I'm also sure you know that Africa has manpower, and we're the youngest growing economy in the world. And I'm also sure that you know that we have a problem with power in rural areas. And I'm sure you know as well that we have the land available to create what it is I want to tell you of what we need. What we need is money to create a solar power manufacturing firm where we can produce our own solar lamps, our own solar panels, our own batteries. We have the natural materials right there in Africa. We have the manpower, we have access to land. We have the professional abilities to do this. What we need from you is money. We need between $3 to $5 million or euros to be able to start and build this plant in Africa. We have access to 20 acres of land which we can use. So as I said earlier, my technical man is not here. He had to go offshore. So I just wanted to talk to you one-on-one to tell you what it is that we have, and don't waste so much time in telling you what you already know that Africa possesses. So support us if you have any technical questions. We're here to answer. I'm Edwina Flatten from Seeding Africa, based in Norway, working in Africa, implementing organic farming in Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Edwina. You can stay with me here, and we're going to welcome back the other projects, Space4Good, Yopla, Ryp Labs, and Seeding Africa. Edwina, you can stay with us for the Q&A session. Dear members of the jury, it's your time, and please make sure that each pitcher gets at least one question. Whenever you're ready, you have the mic here, and you can pass it along when you have asked your question.
So I can start. Thank you for the presentation. My question is for Ryp Labs. I saw in your deck that you are going B2B. I saw it. But believe me, I'm going to tell you something you really know. Everybody who consumes vegetable or fruits every day is in the pressure, oh my God, when it's going to be bad. So why your business model is not actually going to the consumer, B2C?
No, I love this question, especially because that's where we started. We started thinking of B2C. But what we learned quite quickly is there's so much variability from consumer to consumer. So let's say we both go to the grocery store, we pick up a pack of strawberries. I'm a bad consumer, I'm going to leave it in my car for a couple hours, you're going to put it in your fridge. We're going to look at our strawberries at the end of the day, and I'm going to think the stickers didn't work, even though I left it in my car. So when we go to B2B, we're working with a lot more consolidated market that has very standardized processes that allows us to be a lot more predictable. Now, the exciting thing is with further optimization and development of the product, we absolutely do want to end up going to the consumer, but that's going to take a little bit more R&D and development. But thank you. That's a great question. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you all. It was very great, all your pitch. I have a question for Carbon Metrica. I saw a lot of technology in this area. What is your value added compared to your competitor? Why you instead of the other?
So thank you for the questions. So first, we are coming from the European Space Agency incubator. So it's and we have the data scientist for this technology, so it's the expertise we have. And then we can also combine UAV monitoring. We have drone pilots in our company to do that, to support better data model. And we have also already developed 600,000 hectares of forest, and so we have also a lot of data model existing.
Thank you.
Thanks. Question for you. I know that you are already pretty early in terms of product development, but so far, how you see that would you make money with your product?
Oh, so we are at MVP pilot testing stage already, and so far we saw that subscription method works best for us because it's software as a service, and that's where we can provide more value addition to that. And some of them are also ready to pay for like the whole management of the climate thing. So like on the top of monthly subscription, they're also like, oh, you can come and teach us more thing and we can give you like one-time fee for something like that. Like raising awareness and sessions, all these kind of things, yeah.
It would be a B2C?
B2B.
B2B.
Yeah, it's focused at food services, so we already kind of know our early evangelists that we would want to start with. It would be like corporates who want to go into scope 3 for the cafes and caterers, and also caterers. However, we already have like requests of over 60 cafes and restaurants, and including food chains who also want to implement it, and also like excluding the leads that I'm getting here, by the way. Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
First of all, you guys were all amazing. You have wonderful ventures. Edwina, I'm just curious, why are you philanthropy only?
Well, this project for the solar panels, it's not. We were looking for an investor. We're going to sell it because Seeding Africa has already it's a non-profit organization. So the manufacturing of solar panels is not going to be given free, but it will be at reduced prices so people can afford it. So people in the rural areas, they can afford it. That is where we go with that. But for the seeds part of our project, that is given for free to communities, and they have to multiply it and re-multiply it and reshare with organic farming. But for the solar panels and the batteries, it will be not for profit, it will be for profit rather, but at reduced prices, affordable prices, that every family in every corner, in every village, in every dark places will be lit and they'll have access to electricity from natural resources.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to follow up on that question. So you expect that side of the organization to actually generate its own money after a while, to be profitable?
Definitely.
Definitely. Okay.
One last question, maybe? Or you
can I get another one? I have a question for the speaker. Did you consider working with farmers and empowering the farmers rather than the intermediaries?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So that's actually very integral to our mission. In fact, our two largest investors invested in us because of our ability to scale the technology and apply it at the farmer level, especially the smallholder farmer level.
Yeah.
And for that, we're actually starting to work on other
products,
other integrations of our products directly into the packaging material. So in this case, they're not even adding a sticker or a label or a sachet to their product. And we're looking at a project to start launching actually in Nigeria in this coming year.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your question. Thank you for your answers. I think we can really get a round of applause for all the pitchers that shared their project with us. I wish you all the best. And dear jury, it's your time to vote for the coup de cœur.